Hey, it's Ash, the vegan neuropsychologist, and this is a very quick video about whether vegans should be taking medication. Now, this comes up a lot in the vegan community, and I understand why, because any pharmaceutical product is inherently non-vegan. In order for a product to be a pharmaceutical, whether it's by prescription or over the counter, it has to undergo clinical trials, clinical testing, which involves animal testing. So by its very nature, the way that the current laws are around pharmaceutical products, the way that it is right now, any pharmaceutical is non-vegan because it's being tested on animals. Not to mention that some of the ingredients like gelatin or lactose might be animal derived and therefore not vegan. So the question becomes, should we stop taking these medications because they're not vegan? And here's my response. As vegans, if we want to be the best vehicle, the best spokesperson for veganism that we can be, right? Not comparing ourselves to other vegans, but we want to be the best that we can be. That includes taking care of ourselves. Now, for some of us, taking care of ourselves might just mean, eating a clean diet and doing some exercise and getting some rest and looking after our mental health. For other people, it might also include taking some form of pharmaceutical medication. And I don't think it's fair to expect vegans to sacrifice their health or sacrifice some element of their health just because a pharmaceutical product happens to be tested on animals. Because after all, a pharmaceutical product, it could mean the difference between life and death. How could we be the best activists we can be if we're dead? Just like if we experience severe crippling anxiety, or if we have delusions that are, or hallucinations that are so scary that we're too frightened to leave the house, how can we be the best kind of activist that we can be? So if there is a drug that you need to take for your own health, your own well-being, or your own emotional stability, then take it. Take it knowing that you're doing it because there is no vegan alternative. The way that the pharmaceutical system is right now, there are no vegan options. There are no cruelty-free options. We have to do the best that we can in the circumstances in which we find ourselves. And if that means taking a pharmaceutical product that's being tested on animals, then let's use that as motivation to get ourselves in the best possible physical, mental, spiritual, emotional health so that we can be the best advocate for animals. I'll share a personal story. A few years ago, I had to have surgery, and it was pretty major surgery, and there was no way that I was going to have it without anesthetic. I don't even think the doctors would have let me. So I could have sat there and guilted myself into having to have this surgery with these drugs that are not vegan, because at that stage I'd been vegan for about 7 years. And I could have thought of it as ruining my veganism and my vegan streak and ruining my life. But no, in this instance, it was a necessary evil that had to be done in order to save a life. Now, this is an extreme example, but it's like that with all medication decisions. You got to weigh up the pros and the cons. You got to make sure that the benefits of taking this medication are going to outweigh the risks, including the risks of feeling guilty for consuming something that is non-vegan. And the only way you're going to know for sure is to find out what the risks and the benefits are to you, and that includes talking it over with a trusted health professional, someone whose opinion you really value. Remember that there is no such thing as the perfect vegan, and I've done a video on this before which I'll link to in the description below. I think that all of us, vegan or not, it's our job to live our best and to be the best that we can be. And for some people, it might include taking some form of pharmaceutical medication. And maybe one day there will be a vegan alternative, but right now, in this day and age, it's September 2016, we don't have vegan alternatives to pharmaceutical products. So if you need to take a pharmaceutical medication, and if that's the only option that you have, then don't feel guilty about needing to take it. Now, in the past when I've talked about this, people have questioned my motives, so I'm just going to address that right up front. I am a neuropsychologist. If you see this channel title, I'm a neuropsychologist. Psychologists do not prescribe medication, nor do we have the power to prescribe medication. I made this video purely for interest and to provide information, because I find myself answering the same question again and again. So that's it from me for now. Let me know what you think. Let me know your experiences on this topic. I'd love to hear from you. Leave me a comment down below. Feel free to subscribe to my channel, and if you've got questions about mental health or the psychology of going vegan, then also drop me a line, and I'll see you in the next video.